It's long been a known fact that websites shouldn't have duplicate content, but the reasons as to why and how it can affect your SEO rankings are sometimes quite vague. Having a clear understanding as to why original content is so valuable can help you develop a better content strategy without the disadvantages that identical copy can bring to your site. So, what is duplicate content? Large blocks of identical content or substantial paragraphs of copy that are considerably similar to others are considered to be duplicate content. Usually, this has been plagiarized content from either other websites or other pages on your own site. There are types of duplicate content that Google doesn't consider to be malicious though, such as printer-only versions of a web page, press releases of all products that are linked via multiple URLs. Google's algorithm is smart enough to recognise when duplicate content is being used, so it's best practice to create unique and original content for the pages of your site in order to prevent penalties or being penalised in the SERPs. Methods of identifying duplicate content. If you're unsure as to whether your site has duplicate content, there are tools and methods available to help you identify any content that could pose a problem. Copyscape is a well-known site for checking duplicate content, and it works by scanning the web for copies of the content of your site, highlighting offending sites when they're found. It's a simple but highly effective process that enables you to ensure that the content on your site is unique time and time again. If you want to check for repeated content within your own site, SiteLiner is a great option. It will analyse your site for duplicated pages or copy and identify which areas of the text have been reproduced. If you don't have access to a content checking tool, you can manually search for your content using Google Search. You can copy a small excerpt of text up to 32 words and then enter it into the search bar to see if similar results show up. While it's more time consuming, it's an effective way of identifying duplicate content elsewhere on the web. If you're using a supplier's descriptions for products that are an exact match, try to find ways to incorporate your company's branding and tone of voice into the messaging so as to include the information without resorting to direct copies. This can be a little labour intensive, but the benefits to your site and search rankings make it a worthwhile task. Fixing duplicate content on your site. There are various ways to rectify SEO issues related to duplicate content within your site. The first task is to determine which piece of content is the most important so that further content can be canonicalized to appease search engines and make it clear which page is most appropriate for being crawled and which should be ignored. (301) redirects and canonical tags. The best method for fixing duplicate content is to implement 301 redirects, which requires choosing one URL as the canonical and then sending traffic from the other URLs which host the duplicate content to the preferred URL via 301 redirects. Utilising this method ensures that a user of your site is taken to the correct page, and it also means that pages within your site aren't competing in the SERPs. XML sitemaps. XML sitemaps are great for larger sites as they make it clear to Google and other search engines which pages are considered to be the most important on the site. You can then use a canonical URL for each of the pages on your site and submit them to Google Search Console so that Google crawlers can decide if there are instances of duplicate content. Authoritative content. Arguably the most powerful tool in fighting duplicate content is to create and develop unique copy, focusing on quality and originality. If you always create content with your target audience and user intent at the heart of it, the results are more likely to be genuine and leave a positive, lasting impression on those who read it. So, to summarise, staying close to Google's quality guidelines will help to ensure that your site doesn't become penalised for duplicate content issues. If your content strategy has the goal of creating credible and informative content that is unique wherever possible, then duplicate content shouldn't be an issue for your brand. Try not to panic if you do discover some repetition in content within your site, as the algorithms can usually spot when duplications are unintentional. Just try to follow these tips where possible to help you better understand how to perform better in search engine results.
Thanks for watching. like and subscribe. Cheers.